Recently, I was scrolling through YouTube and I came across a video by Terminal Montage that was an animation of Ocarina of Time's Fire Temple. After watching it, memories began to flood back surrounding my first time playing through the entirety of Ocarina of Time along with other Zelda games. Years ago, I had always thought it'd be fun to try and replay all the Zelda games in order of when they came out in a marathon similarly to Zeldathon. If you didn't know, Zeldathon is an event that raises money for charity through marathoning every Zelda game back to back. Instead of playing them all in one sitting, I decided I wanted to play through each Zelda game at my own pace in order of release. While I've played a good portion of the Zelda franchise, there were so many games I hadn't played yet, and many that I hadn't played in a long time. For each entry in the series, I wanted to make a quick review detailing my experiences with it and how I'd rate it in comparison to the other entries in the franchise. Anyways, let's get on with it now. Let me talk about the beginning. First up on deck is the original Legend of Zelda for the NES, first released on February 21st, 1986 in Japan. Let me just start this review by saying, what the hell is this? Who made this? Who designed this fucking game? I mean, it's revolutionary and influential and changed the industry, but holy shit, this game was made by psychopaths. I had always known that this game was known for being cryptic, but replaying it, that became a lot clearer to me. If you live under a rock and have never played or seen the original Legend of Zelda, let me explain it to you. You basically start off as this guy named Link. He looks like an elf, and he talks like this.
Oh boy, I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok.
Yada yada yada, there's a dark wizard named Ganon. Yada yada yada, you have to save Princess Zelda. Yada yada yada, you adventure in the Kingdom of Hyrule. Now that you have the baseline, let me explain the actual game part. You walk around this large map that feels like a slideshow, coming across various caves with strange old people while fighting monsters. You basically aimlessly run around until you come across these dungeons which look like giant gaping mouths on the outside. See, that's all fine and dandy until you consider what makes this game so notorious. It's a little thing I like to call cryptic bullshit. Now, I do have a bit of a confession. I am kind of a cheating bitch.
You what?
That's right, you heard me. I did not play this game all by myself. I had to use a walkthrough to get through it. But wait, before you exit the video and send that comment saying you want to back me over with your car, let me at least present my reasoning. Let me just show you some clips of this wonderful, fair, easy game that was designed for all ages. See, wasn't that just the most obvious, fair, and easy to discover thing ever? Yeah, fuck that, I'm using a walkthrough. Anyways, let's talk about the real goal of this game, which is to clear all the dungeons and save the princess. These range from simple and pretty enjoyable to downright satanic. I know I keep talking about how bullshit this game is. That's kind of just expected from older video games, but man, I am so glad I didn't play this back when they first released. It is worth noting that sprinkled throughout the world are a bunch of geezers living in caves and dungeons. Many give you items, but some give you hints about beating bosses or fighting secret areas. Even with those hints, it still doesn't feel like enough. Honestly speaking, the walkthrough helped me a lot with getting some items early on that made the first handful of dungeons pretty easy, although honestly, they didn't seem like they'd be that hard even if I didn't have them. The layouts of the dungeons were interesting for the most part. At the end of each of the dungeons, I get a piece of the Triforce of Wisdom, which once fully restored lets me challenge Ganon in Death Mountain. Before that though, I have to struggle through the hellscape that is Death Mountain. It's filled to the brim with enemies and bosses. Enemies in this game seemed almost harder than the bosses, especially that goddamn blue dark nuts in the whiz robes. Damn those assholes. Bosses ranged from hit and run to swing your sword in the air and hope you hit. Some of their designs are kinda weird too. You have the typical boss-like creatures like King Ghidorah and Triceratops, but then you have 4 fly traps stuck together that can walk around and a vinyl record with legs? And it ironically enough hates music. Apparently that vinyl record is an eyeball with tentacles looking at the official art. I can kinda see it now looking back, but in the moment I had absolutely no clue what it was. I honestly don't know how anyone could get through Death Mountain without any of the rings that reduce damage because you're going to be taking a lot. Zelda games are known for having really cool and unique items that help you solve puzzles and traverse the landscape, and this game's no exception. We have a raft, a stepladder, a candle that shoots 2 flames instead of 1. I mean, I bought one before that could shoot 1 flame. What's the difference with this one? However, there's definitely items that feel at home here, such as the flute, which can warp you around, the bow, the boomerang, and bombs. Music in this game is limited as expected, but it did give us the iconic overworld theme and dungeon theme that remain present in the franchise today. Honestly, despite all the struggles I had playing this game and how weird some of it was, I genuinely enjoyed the ride. I'm just glad I live in an age where walkthroughs exist on the internet, because doing this without one would be miserable, and would likely take forever to complete. For right now, on my tier list of Zelda games, this guy's got a solid placement of C tier. However, it is open to move if I feel differently about it after playing the other games. Anyways, thanks for watching my quick review of The Legend of Zelda. Hopefully I'll get onto Zelda 2 soon. I have actually completed it, I just need to make a video of it. If you enjoyed the review, please consider subscribing to In Between the Lines, and hit that bell for notifications. I'll see you next time.